Let me be very clear. What we're discussing today is not a sport crisis. It is a human rights crisis happening in sport.
How we were gaslit and harmed repeatedly. Telling our traumatizing story to people in a system we were told we could trust, but instead was designed to silence us.
I am also a victim of abuse. I was sexually abused by a national team therapist when I was a teenager.
It is the action of holding people accountable and the power to enforce consequences. That's what's inexistent in the Canadian sports system.
Left the sport broken instead of enriched and more whole as human beings.
So how does any gymnast have any trust in an office that is being overseen by the very people that would need to be investigated?
We at Global Athlete have directly and indirectly heard from athletes in the sports of gymnastics, soccer, bobsleigh, skeleton, athletics, cross-country ski, water polo, swimming, artistic swimming, boxing, canoe kayak, rowing, and figure skating.
Call upon this government and this committee to enact a judicial inquiry into human rights violations against athletes and a lack of mechanisms protecting children in Canada.
A judicial inquiry is so needed.
I'm here today to share my lived experience and called for a judicial inquiry into abuse in sport in Canada.
It's time for some action, and I think plead for judicial inquiry.
The system requires wholesale cultural change. The only way to achieve this is through a national judicial inquiry.
We must seize on the all-party concern about abuse in sport to initiate a national judicial inquiry by the Government of Canada into maltreatment at all levels of sport.
On behalf of thousands of Canadian athletes, we appeal to you today to strongly support a third-party independent judicial investigation.